Live in 3, 2, for real? Yeah.
Hold up.
There's us. Yeah.
This shit is really messing up. But it's cool. I mean, come on, we can go on this shit. We man, for 30 minutes.
Which little light? Oh yeah.
We don't need no more.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Um, Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you are well. I'm forgetting that we're live already, but all good. I'm just trying to make sure I share it to my timeline. If you are joining us, make sure you share this with a friend. We have a great show for you today. Wow, this was a minute. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, I'm just telling her that we're tagging her. So, what's up? What's up? What's up? Shared on FB. Okay. Papa Love. Papa Love, what's up?
What up? What up? What up? Are we on?
Yes, we are on. All right. So, hey, what's up, everybody? You are tuned in to another episode of Parables from the Projects. I am your co-host, Mia, aka Nene from Pink Houses.
And I am Gordy from Brownsville. Never ran, never will. What up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all?
I want to give a shout out to my man, Homo Mom's Pass. Went to a little wake this morning, saw a couple old friends. You know how that go.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So yes, we're coming to you live from Brooklyn. Since we're together, since I'm here on the East Coast for a second, we figured we would come together and come to you live. So happy to be here. All right. So as we always like to do, I would like to say what's going on, to see what's going on with Pops. Pops can go see what's going on with me. And, just kind of like our views on what's going on in the world. Hence the globe in the back.
Wakanda. Notice, I didn't even know that was Africa. So
you know what I'm saying? Wakanda
my
forever.
People don't worry about it.
Wakanda forever. So yeah, man. So Pops, what's going on, man? What's going on with you?
So what's going on, man? This is the craziest world we living in, right? Because first we want to be the smartest and the most strongest country, right? We want to be that, right? You do the lowest to the lowest things, like. So I just want to not to throw a theory. This ain't got nothing to do with theory. I know people say, yo, that's a conspiracy theory. Da, 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 da. Common sense is not a conspiracy theory, right? So I'm grappling again with this whole coronavirus and the rollout and all that. I mean, you've been lying to us for 4 years. I'm just saying, use some common sense. So my gripe is with, like, nobody wants to wait. Like, everybody's impatient. Like, it's like the quiet kills us. Like, it's got to be a TV show. It's got to be a job. It's got to be workout, telethon. It's got to hit you back. You can't just sit back. You can't chill. And listen, nobody, I don't know what it is with what happened, when it happened, how it happened, why it happened. I know why it happened, but I don't want y'all to say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. But listen, I got friends taking the vaccine. I got friends not. I'm not taking it, but I'm not mad at them who do take it. Save your life. But just don't lose your common sense. Muhammad Ali, man, they was trying to get him when he stood up and said, yo, you know, I'm not going to your war. I'm not going to your war because I'm fighting you guys right here. Like those dudes ain't do nothing to me. He said, I'm not that big of a fool. So that's what I'm feeling right now.
I'm not that big of a fool.
I'm not that big. I mean, you could get some stuff over me, but yo. Anyway, that's how I'm just standing on my ground. Jesus, I'm following. I don't know what Christianity, I don't know all that. Been reading a book for 30 years almost. I can't quote the scripture, but I know where I'm going.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, yeah, speaking of Muhammad Ali, what's going on with me? I just want to shout out Regina King, who produced the movie, right. One Night in Miami. The person who played Muhammad Ali, we don't have to get his name, but yeah, man, just phenomenal job, him and all the other actors, of course. But yes, no, Will Smith did a great Ali, but this newcomer, I mean, we haven't seen him in many like big projects before. I'm sure he's had a celebrated career, but I haven't seen him in many things before this. But he did his thing as Muhammad Ali in Miami. So if anybody else check that out, leave a post in the comments or tell us out. Yeah.
Oh, where's that? I didn't know it was out yet. I thought it came out Amazon in March.
Oh yeah, no son.
I got Amazon. I'll be ready.
So y'all check that out. Support, you know what I mean? Black producers, creators. But yes, man. So, we also just to I know that, we were just kind of excited and going, but definitely want to let you know that this is a dad and daughter podcast. A storytelling podcast where we talk about how I went from the hood to Harvard and how my dad went from Rikers to righteousness. Bam. A long road.
Not exactly.
So we have plenty of episodes out. You can check us out for more information on parablesfromtheprojects.com. You can follow us on Facebook. We're live on Facebook now at Parables from the Projects.
Well, I sat here to get taller than you, and you still taller than me. Wow. All right, I'm sorry, Mike.
You created me, so you and Mom. But I'm taller than both of them, but that's beside the point. So yes, you mentioned it. You brought it up.
Now. We ready. That's roll. So we got Africa right there.
We got Africa right there. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. We act like he's from Africa, but anyway.
He's from Wakanda.
He's from Wakanda. You know what I mean? So yes. So we just like to say that we are from the projects, and we share stories just about your upbringing, right? Just because my dad said earlier today, he said where you are doesn't have to be where you end, right? The projects, we both grew up there. It was a start for us, right? Started from the bottom, now we're here, and we hope that our here keeps on getting elevated, right? And we know that it will. But this show is just to inspire you, whether you live in the projects, whether you grew up in the projects or you grew up in the suburbs.
Right? what hood, like if you grew up, no matter, even in the suburbs, there's some hoods in the suburbs. Right. And even if you at a level, you still wanted to, you still needed some stuff. You couldn't just stay home and not work and make money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a struggle. Whoever had to go through the crack era, or even this era is so crazy. Young people got so many pressures pulling them. Like I was influenced by everything I saw, man. And I just see it's like a million times more stuff to get in bag, but it's a lot. It's another million. It's another couple of million, more million if you look for it. And that's what we want you to. We want you to be able to see. Like what Christ will do is open your eyes. I'm not preaching. I know it's gonna sound like I'm preaching, but y'all gonna see. If you listen to the podcast, I'm not preaching, but I'm just saying, as time go along, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna understand. You start liking yourself, and once you start liking yourself, and anyway, that's a whole nother. Yeah, you're gonna do a podcast.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, so that's what we're here doing. So check us out, share with a friend. If you're on iTunes, make sure you write a review. That's how other people can find us. And yeah. So that was oh, for what's going on, I also wanted to talk about, of course, last Wednesday, all of the Black Girl Magic that happened on Inauguration Day.
Oh, yo. I should have brought that up. Yo, I had chills in my arm watching Michelle walk. I know it was about the other cats, but come on,
Michelle
man.
Obama.
Come on,
Soleil. You know what I'm saying? And it's a Chi-Town girl. And we have a Chi-Town woman.
We're gonna tell you what Chi-Town produced.
We're gonna tell you what Chi-Town, South Side of Chicago produced. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the inauguration was amazing. It was just, just so awesome to see. Of course, congratulations to President Joe Biden, but of course, Vice President Kamala Harris. Come on now, Black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, son. She's gonna take over the household, man. She's gonna walk in us.
Listen, man, we're all happy. We're all excited. Amanda Gorman, shout out to Amanda Gorman, our poet laureate. You know what I mean? A national poet laureate this year. So did her thing on the poem. So, Brown girls were just glowing all over. J-Lo was glowing. Michelle Obama glowing. You know what I mean? Just brown girls glowing all over. So shout out to them. And so we'll see what they do. It's a lot of work to be done. She's getting to work. So we'll see what they do. But so now for our next portion, we have a guest today, and we're super excited to bring on, guests of ours.
I'm gonna tell y'all, we're doing it, man. We're doing it, man. I'm telling you, it's only like 15% of the projects is really hood. Everybody's really hood, but they go to work. Some people go to work. Some people get out. Some people go back and forth right through all of the whatever's in your hood, whatever gunshot or drugs or whatever stuff is happening that's stopping people. Yeah, we all over the place.
Yes. So we would like to introduce to you Shakila Stewart. She is an author, speaker, actress, and women's empowerment coach. So Shakila, welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
I'm great. I am great. I'm awesome. I'm so happy to be here. And I love what your father said when he said, you have to like yourself. And that's such a game changer for me and for this generation. If we will only just like ourselves, you can get so far in life no matter where you came from. So I love that. And that's where confidence comes from. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on and joining us today and being willing to share your story. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? I know that you said, what were we going to say?
No. Okay. It sounded like you was like, okay, thank you. See you later. I was like, that, she didn't even say nothing. Like, what? You was like, thank you for coming on. We'll get back to you next year.
All right.
No, but thank you, Shakila. So, we started on the projects. You also started the project. So can you just tell us a little bit about your story?
Yes. So when I was thinking about this yesterday, I was so glad that you invited me on to talk about my experience of being in the projects. And all of a sudden, all these great memories came back to me. I was like, okay, because we hear about the negative things about being in the projects, but what about the penny candy store? What about the icy cups, right? What about the snowballs? What about when my grandmother used to sell snowballs? What about when you used to play basketball using a crate, right?
Using a crate.
And then, oh my gosh, dance contest. What? I had my first dance contest 5 years old, kindergarten at Doolittle East High School in a circle.
In a circle.
In a circle. My uncle said, Shakila, get in there at 5 years old and dance. What? I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost the dance contest though, because I still remember the move. It was this move that the girl did, like you had to do something like this. So one part on your face and one part to the other. And she got me on there. Everybody in the circle like, oh. Nowadays, if that happens to you, it's messing up your whole self-esteem, right? But when you in the projects, that built your confidence, like, nope, you better go home and next time you gonna get it. My cousins, they were amazing. They were my role models. They taught me about Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Easter, Just Got Paid Friday night, party pumping. So, I mean, those were my great experiences of being in the projects, but sometimes you did have people come into your house like, man, somebody just stole my chain. And you like, wait, what? Okay. So you do have moments like that. And when they used to say double, you're getting a double in school, you know? So those are different things that I remember from growing up in the projects, the fun things. So I was actually born on the south side of Chicago in the Ida B. Well projects.
Okay.
But those were some rough projects back in the day, but so much great talent came from there. My mother and father, they were teen parents. And so from that, I was in the projects from when I was born up until when I was 6. And then from 6 to 8 years old, I was in foster care. And then at 8 years old, my great aunt adopted me. So I've had such a amazing story. Like God, he literally, I know what it's like to live in the projects, to also live in $1 million home. So God has definitely gave me the best of both worlds and allowed me to experience life in such a different way. So I'm able to empower youth, I'm able to empower women, but also tell a different story. How, you know, God will never leave you nor forsake you. And he has such a great and divine purpose for your life, no matter where you came from, right? So I'm grateful for my roots of being born in the Ida B. Well. Anybody you know, if I could, even anybody on my live, if I'm talking, I was nervous to talk about the Ida B. Wells. Because if I get on here and say anything wrong, they gonna inbox me. Like, no, you didn't get on there and not represent us right. 39. And you know, we always had the Bud Billington Parade and my cousins. Like, I looked up to them so much. I wanted to be Janet Jackson. I wanted to be in the parade, but I was so young, I could never get in. So those are some of my best memories of growing up in the projects. And I think it just gave me such a strong sense of self-worth and perseverance in family. Although I wasn't raised with my mom and dad, I still had a strong family foundation. Yeah.
Yo, son.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm sorry I went in. I just got excited.
Yo, every time, man, we do, it's always something. Like I used to make me a dance in a circle in the project.
In a circle.
And yo, listen, Mia was nice. And I used to give the other, it was like I would make a $5 prize. I would come to the hood with 10 kids. And we walking around my old Brownsville projects, and I got 10 kids with me. And I'm challenging kids to dance. I'm making other kids in the projects dance with my group. I'm like, come on, everybody. I used to buy a box of ices. This is when I first got out of jail. This is my mission, to make a new breed kid. Like, I was like, there's no way y'all gotta do it. There's no way. Yo, the stuff people say will inspire you to go higher and higher. Cause now I don't even know what to say, man. I'm bugging because the same shit.
Yeah, funny story about Mia. So Mia, you know my birthday Friday. But last year for my birthday, I always tell Mia this. So, you know, in California, they kind of cool and laid back, but I like to dance because I just love that. That's where I came from. Mia danced with me the whole night. When I tell you, she did not sit down, and it just made me feel like my family was here with me. Wow. Because we did every move you could, every single kid in play.
I'm bugging.
Like we did every single move that you could think of, and it just touched my heart because I'm like, she's me. We're like, you know, this is what me and my family would do. My grandmother and them would put on James Brown and be like, y'all better get in the middle of the floor and dance.
See, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. That's where I got it from. I got it from my parents.
Yeah. So that's just, we were creative. We didn't have a lot of things to do. So it was always like with me and my cousins, let's write a song. Let's make up a dance. We were always creating. And I went to school for theater. And so even
it's my daughter. We went to all the games for Mia. So I just had the vision to take the kids out the hood. So I bring all the kids with me, you know, on the train. But Mia had to come up with the game. She'd be like, all right, boom, we're gonna do this. boom, we're gonna do that. She just was like, I can see how y'all hit it off because she was just like that. Yo, dang,
Yeah.
and then in the project, she beat all the kids in the project. And I said, I whispered in her ear, she was so good at this shit. I whispered in her ear and I said, Mia, I'm gonna give this other little girl the $5. And she was like, all right, cool. And Mia went with me for that. And she was like 10. How old you about?
Yeah, young.
Mia was like 10 or 9 or some shit. And she went with it. She was like, yeah, all right, cool. Because I see these motherfuckers can't fuck with me now.
No, Mia, ain't nobody messing with her on the dance floor. You cannot sit her down. I'm sorry.
Now,
she ain't about to sit down. I don't care.
You got it from though, son.
Yeah, she get it from you, Dad. You put that in her. Because she not sitting down. But that's what I always say about Mia. She has the best of both worlds. And I told her from y'all last podcast, what it taught me was that so many times when you become successful, you want to change your story. You want to act like, oh my gosh, I've arrived. And it's like, no, don't change it. Just grow from it. Grow from it. Don't try to negate, oh, I'm not from the projects and take that out of your story, your humble beginnings. No, that's all a part of who you are and what you're going to grow into. Because if you can't accept the low part, you're not going to accept the high either. You're going to always be hiding a part of yourself. So that's what I learned from y'all last podcast. And it really like changed me inwardly. Like, don't ever try to change where you came from. Just grow from it and accept it. So I love this.
Amen. Amen. Well, I love you, Shakila. And yeah,
Shakila,
even how we met, I'll have to go into that later, but
we're gonna do a whole segment on that because I know this one.
Yeah, I mean,
and I can see I can see both of y'all got like 400 teeth apiece. Like I can tell, yo, because that's me a thing. That is me a thing. Where I gotta really, yo, this is crazy that you start talking about because now my mind is on a whole nother level. I'm so listen to this. So you might have just brought you just brought me out of that whole not conspiracy, but the whole Corona thing. Because I keep bringing it up. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with my goals. Ain't got nothing to do with me helping motherfuckers. It ain't got nothing to do. That shit is some shit that it is trying to invade some space that I gotta use to speak, to open up, to keep doing the podcast, to find, to keep seeking out people. Like this is like when Moses, he's going from different town. Yo, we are ready. We are ready. This is the land we conquer.
Yes.
And you think people think those rich people are conquering stuff, but they don't know how many more freaking underground railroads they are running right now. So we just these underground railroads, and we coming out. We coming out. Right. Cause this young lady, you wrote books, you already wrote a book, you're acting. Yo, people lose all hopes and dreams from projects. It snatches it from them.
Yes, they do. But it's by the grace of God that I'm here where I am, because it ain't even just the projects, it's college. People losing their mind in college too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Yeah. People losing their mind in college. It's not just in the projects, but see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. The media put a lot of shame on things shouldn't be shameful. Some stuff brings strength out of you. You know what I mean? Like, being from the projects, that develops a strength in you, that develops creativity, that give you vision, that give you hope, that shows you how to solve problems in a creative way. And that's what you need in business. That's what the people from the projects, they're surviving now during coronavirus, right? Because they're like, well, we've been going through all our life. We know we're going to make it through this. What's next? You know what I mean? That's how they're thinking. And then we definitely strong people of faith. So it's like, okay, God, I know you got us. I know you brought us through. Of course, we have to be wise too. But also we know that we're going to conquer this, and this too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Yo, remember you were saying that confidence too, man. That's what that project do building you. Like you be like, when you go into meetings, or when I be going to work and it be all these educators, I be like, oh God, y'all have no idea, man, what I would walk through. You know what I'm saying? So you can't come at me. I don't even. Anyway, wow. It is definitely a pleasure to hear you speak, man. It is definitely. I had no idea that you was gonna say none of that stuff. The circle probably just. Yeah. I could have just chills where I'm
Because it's real. Because I was sitting there
circle.
like, I'm like, what are some good memories I can think of? Because it helped me too. I'm like, oh man, the circle. My uncle used to be like, get in there, you better dance, you know.
Every
And you 5
project,
years
we went
old.
to every project though. I had friends in all the projects, so I brought this team of kids. And yo, all of the drug dealer, OG, the gangsters that I grew up with, they used to be like, yo, Gordy, what up? And I'd be like, they see what I'm doing. And they'll probably give me some money to buy them something. They'd be like, yo, them your kids? I'd be like, yup. They'd be like, yo, what you doing, man? Yo, like I ain't doing no more drugs. I ain't doing no more hustling. I'm buying kids. Yo, a box of ices is like $5 for like 50.
Yeah, and you can imagine those ices in your hair right now. Like,
Yo,
you know how they taste.
for that
right?
icy, kids they went crazy. They went
10
bananas.
cent. 10 cent icy. So all of that stuff matters, and kids remember things like that. You know, they're like, I remember my uncle doing that for me. Like those kids remember you doing that for them and giving back and doing little small things like that. And that's what's missing now, like, you know, in communities and just giving back and helping. So that's awesome.
I mean, speaking of giving back and helping, like, you know, your mission,
Okay.
well, it's actually right behind her. You got this.
Yes.
So, you know, so I mean, you know, you help people, right? You help women, you help young women, and you've been doing this for years. Can you just talk a little bit about how you, you know, started Walk This Way movement, how you got into women's empowerment, like, you know, how did you go from, you know, where you were, you know, you grew up in foster care, you were adopted, you know, I mean, you spent time in the arts, modeling, you moved to LA, you lost your mother at a young age. You know what I mean? Like, how did you get from, you know, where you came from and what's your mission now?
Well, you know what? I will say God and my great aunt who adopted me, she was a very strong woman of faith. And, you know, my grandmother, before I went to foster care, my grandma used to teach us how to pray a lot. So I always knew how to pray. And I remember even being in foster care, like praying to God, like, God, send me back home to my family. I don't want to be here with these people. Like, I want to go back home to my family, you know. And my great aunt, she adopted me and she developed the gift of God in me, you know, in my relationship with Christ. And I always said, you stay humble, you stay in God's face. You know, Miss Ann, you think you all that, but stay in God's face, you know. She used to always say that. But when she passed away, you know, I was into modeling and acting and everything, but then I had to put that on hold so that I could start raising my brother. And he was 10 at the time. And I was like, shoot, God, like, man, I was thinking hope was gone because Auntie was the strong person in our family. And now I had to step up to.
How old were you? He was 10. How old were you?
I was 26 at the time. And I know when I tell people that, they like, okay, 26. Oh, but when you, I don't want to say selfish, but you know, you're an arts person, you single, you used to doing your own thing. And all of a sudden you got to adopt a kid and raise them and become a single parent. That's a huge transition. You sitting in classroom with teachers and talking to principals and lawyers, just change your whole life. You like, wait, what's happening? But I love my brother and I wouldn't trade it for the world because he brought out a strength in me that I didn't know that I had. So that's what allowed me to start Walk This Way movement. I was like, okay, how can I continue this art part of me and modeling and still raise a family? And I said, you know what? Walk This Way movement. I said, women, there are so many obstacles that we conquer in life that we don't ask for. Why are we afraid to go after our dreams and goals as well? So I was like, just because I adopted my brother now doesn't mean my dream has to stop. So I want to tell women, your dream don't have to stop because obstacles happen in your life. They're actually working as your strength. And so that's why I came up with Walk This Way movement, chin up, you got this, because I never would have thought that I could go to a judge and tell him I could adopt and raise a kid, but I did it. And I was like, you know, if I did this, I can do anything. So that's the mentality that I wanted women to know, like, you conquer cancer, you conquer mental illness, you conquer relationships, go conquer your dream. We conquer raising kids. And I've seen so many powerful women in my family, like they're amazing and they have these amazing things going. And I just didn't want to be that person that didn't go all the way and follow my dream. So that's how I came up with Walk This Way movement. And that's what I wanted women to know, like, don't give up on your dream. You got this, chin up. It might get hard, but chin up. You can do this.
Wow. I love it. And so how did you end up So you were, you did that at 26, but then some years later, you decided to move to LA. I think you said you had been to LA before, lived maybe there, but I know that, right before we met, you had moved to LA. Can you just, how did you decide to make that transition from Chicago to LA?
Well, that was always a plan of mine. But, like I said, adopting my brother, he went off to college. He got a scholarship in track. And my sister, she got married. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's time for me to go live my dream now. Okay, I'm free. Hey, I was like, God, thank you for giving me another chance. I can go now. And to be honest with you, when it was finally time for me to go, I was kind of cool. I was like, oh, I'm okay with being in Chicago now. I was in a relationship. I'm like, okay, we can just do this. I'm done. I'm done now. God, I'm finished. But this is why community is important. I have a mentor that's been in my life since I was 9. And she was like, Shakila, you know what God told you? He told you it's time for you to go to LA. So, you could stay here, but you know what he said. So once God tell you something and somebody else know what God tell you, it's going to be hard for you to look them in the eye and not obey. You know what I mean? And it was hard for me to transition and leave that relationship that I was in and move here to follow my dream. Isn't that crazy? How something, I wanted this forever. And then it was time. But then it was like, oh my gosh, I got this relationship. I don't want to let it go. But my dream, if I let him go, I'm going to be struggling. Like all this stuff. Y'all don't want me to keep it real. No,
they don't want you to
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so
hey, Shakila, my shit, what I tell people, y'all don't want this work. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want this work.
But not to put it out there like that, because he's amazing, guy, still amazing, but just keeping it real, like how I wanted this for so long and the opportunity came and it was like, dang, I got to go after this. And then to get to LA, the process, you struggling, trying to make it like, shoot, did I make the right decision? Blah, blah, this and that, but God, he knows. And since I've been here, I would say I've changed into a completely different person than who I thought that I would become, as far as like God being first and my dream being under him. And even my pain being under him. Like, every success being under him. Like, he is beautiful. He is the best. Like, fulfillment come from him. So I didn't think that I would ever get to that point in my life where I could say that God was the thing that fulfilled me. I didn't think that I was going to get there. Like, because you hear people say it, but to actually experience God being the thing that fulfills you, because you thinking I'm about to come to LA and I'm really about to get it now. You know what I mean? Like, it's about to be over. Like,
I'm looking for this quote. What you just said, man? I'm looking for this quote. I swear I wrote down this. It might be word for word. Golly.
Yeah. So, but that was my journey of being here. So it's, and it's been humbling, but like I said, it's been character development. And now I'm finally transitioned, getting back into acting, getting back into modeling, but it definitely was a process.
And so I met you in 2017. When did you move to LA?
2017.
What month?
September.
Wow. So you had just moved to LA in September. So now this is where I'll insert the story, since this is kind of where your journey is. So so you moved to LA in September. In December, I believe, right?
Yep.
December, I believe. Or no, when did I think I saw you. Oh, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say this one thing, right? Like, God is doing so much in my life right now. I was driving and I was just recording, so I know it's gonna be some words off. So it's like I used to hear people say that, but now I'm living it and it's crazy. I used to hear people say, "Oh, God has blessed me so much," and I used to hear it, and it used to piss me off sometimes. You hearing it, but then what if you get in it? I could go on. I wrote a whole. This was me driving, and that was the topic, and I just went off into my speaker thing as I was writing, and I'm like, I'm actually being blessed like directly. Like I feel like I tell people I'm the chosen one. Like just what you just explained, it's like dang, the Matrix or something. When he found out he was Neo, and then he started.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy, and you can't really tell everybody that. You know that, right? You can't really like it's a vertical thing. It's you and God, and then you acting it out because you taking every step forward. But you hear people talk about that, and now you in it, and I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
yeah. And
I'm in it.
it's something different because only God could do this, because you know yourself. You know, like you say, you know where you came from, and I don't know, it just give you hope and give me hope that it's something even better that we can't even
Oh, it's
imagine
better. That's right.
that God has in store for us. So it's cool.
Amen. Man, that is a line. I was just trying to quickly find the exact time that I came to LA. I might not be able to find it, but I think it was anyway. I know that we were, so you probably had just moved there.
You
I
know me as
came,
boyfriend.
wow, we're on the
Mm.
Oh, that's
podcast.
No,
So
I haven't had the pleasure yet, but I see she happy, she's smiling, so I'm glad.
okay, it was November. So I came to visit LA in November, like my last little, visit to LA before I moved there, right? Because by that time I had purchased my ticket. I didn't know where I was gonna stay. So anyway, we went to an event at the mall with Yvonne
Right.
Orji and Amy Genobi. I don't want to say her name incorrectly, because I'm gonna send her this link. But we went with Amy as well. From Insecure. Amy is now executive producer on Insecure, but so we met there, and after the event, we somehow, some way, like clung to each other. Like me and me and my friend Chidima, good friend of mine, were talking.
Yeah.
We had we met two other girls there. And it was on one of the 13th. I think it must have been November 13th, because we called ourselves the 13. We prayed together. We all talked about, how I talked about how I was moving to LA. Another young lady talked about how she wanted to move to LA. This other young lady was a traveling nurse. Either way, we met, me and Shakila, we met with this group of other women. So we started a text thread, and we decided to do a 13-day prayer. 13-day fasting and prayer.
Yeah.
And Shakila was all with it because she was the one, like, so faithful, praying with us, and just like, God has you here for a reason. He's gonna bring you here for a reason. So I loved her from that moment. But yes, on my, so we did a what do you call it? Pass the baton. We relay. We did
Right.
a
Makes fast.
13 days. So some people fasted for 2 days, some people fasted for 3 days, and we passed it along this group. On my 3 days, I was praying for a place to stay in LA. I said, God, please provide a place for me to stay at no cost, because I didn't have any money. At the end of the third day, I went to a party. This was, of course, pre-corona. And for my friend's mom, and I saw my friend from LA. I told her, I'm moving to LA, but I don't have a place to stay. She said, this is my friend Ashley. She said, oh, you could stay with my mom. And I was like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
how can I just, stay with your mom? Mind you, the fast was over on that day, right? My fast was over on that day. When I tell you, she called her mom the next day, asked her, could I stay with her? And that's how I moved to LA.
Y'all don't want this work, baby. Y'all don't want
Y'all
this.
don't
You know
want-
what? You
No.
y'all don't want this work, because if we start telling the stories, this is some real. I know you say the miracles don't happen, but we not lying. It ain't like, and we got 1 million, and I know Shakila got a million, and it's
Yeah, because we fasted for this apartment I'm in. Me and
Listen.
No, we was just doing the most, but we needed it.
Amen.
We needed that, and it worked. Like, that was God that brought us together. When you think about it like that, just supernaturally, like, connecting people, and And it's just so beautiful because he's going to connect us with even more people.
Yeah.
Who need to be that, you know, and who we need to be authentic with and tell them about the Lord and our journey, and they're going to empower us. So that's so cool. I'm looking for more experiences like that when we can go out. Since you got a boo, I need one too. Okay. Where you at, Jesus? I need to fast.
Yeah. Yo, listen.
We need to do another relay. Do we need another relay? Because wait, I'm just playing.
You're so silly.
I'm just playing.
Shakila,
now y'all don't went to the girl talk. Y'all don't went to girl power. So let me get out the phrase.
Women empowerment 101. Get you a relay fast and partner.
Yes. Okay. Listen. Okay. That's why I got a new shirt. Oh, she blessed. Shout out to Christina for my
yes.
You know what I'm saying? But yes, Shakila is on social media. Shakila, what's your Instagram handles?
What's the book? How you buy the book?
Yes, it's right here. Y'all know I'm ready. Quit playing.
Yeah, we gotta buy the book.
You guys can buy the book on Amazon. So I know everybody on Amazon now. So you can go to Amazon and purchase the book, or you can also go to my website at ShakilaStewart.com. ShakilaStewart.com. Support me, support the book. You will love it. It's great stories in here, great stories of overcoming, just my journey, and just it's such a good book. It's really good. So
and listen, how much is the book?
The book is $20.
$20. We're gonna buy 5 books, and we'll give a contest on the next, on the next podcast. Whoever's listening to this can win them a book.
Hey.
So, yes, y'all heard that. So somebody share it.
Right, and we do the pay it forward thing, y'all. You get one, you know what I'm saying? You just hit somebody, hit your niece off, hit your little nephew off, hit somebody. Wait, is it for girls?
It's for boys too, because like I said, the cover, everybody think, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute, but it's so relatable, especially for young people, because it let them know how you start in life. That's not how you have to finish.
Wow, we said that before we.
We're all testament to that.
You better come, girl. We better go to LA. Open up our own Tyler Perry studios. We're gonna open up our own studios, man.
Seriously.
See, Dad, you get it. You get it, Dad. You see, Dad, you already got the vision. You already got it. So, like you said, we got so many stories, but the book, it is amazing. And yeah, it's about faith, obedience. Walk this way towards self-worth, your dreams, and your purpose. So it's for women, men, boys, and girls. It's inspiring. It's good. Yeah.
I love it. So y'all heard that? Make sure you follow us on social media for how you can win one of your copies of You Got This. And if you don't win, don't worry. You can visit Shakila Stewart's website.
They always on sale.
And you can visit
Amazon.
Amazon. Right. I love y'all. I love y'all. And you know what? I'm just speaking to that God gonna really bless y'all podcast and bring you guys before great people, and it's gonna be bigger than what you could ever think of or imagine, because you guys are obedient for one, but also authentic. And it's a father-daughter relationship. It's a restoration. It's healing, confidence, and people need that. This is a game changer. This is exactly what our generation needs. They need to see father and daughters, together. And you guys are not performing. It's so real. You guys are so real. And that's what I love about, I'm going to always say that I love about Mia. She create a space for you to be authentic. You don't have to hide anything. You can be at the top of your game and still be honest. And that's why she amazing, because not too many people can do that. So thank you guys for having me. I love you.
Listen, we're gonna have you come on every podcast so you can say
right. We be back next week. Right. Co-host is Shakila on the podcast.
Man.
Shakila, love you, sis, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Chicago, wow, that's crazy.
Shakila, so one last question, right?
Okay.
you know, for our parables from the projects, we like to always, you know, highlight parables from the projects person of the day. So we want to give you the opportunity. You know, what's one person that inspired you that that you can give this parables from the projects person of the day to?
I'm gonna give it to. I gotta give it to my mentor. Um, Her name is Tasha Pitchford. She been rocking and rolling with me since I was 9 years old. She knew I couldn't sing in the choir, and she said, "You can praise dance, so dance." You know, she was my youth director. She been there for me in college. She helped me start Walk This Way movement. You know, she's been like a spiritual mother to me when my mother passed, and she's the one who's like, "You better go to LA." You know what I mean? So I got to give it up for her. Matter of fact, y'all follow her. Her name, y'all might want her on the podcast. Her name is Tasha Pitchford.
Okay.
She's a life coach. She's amazing. She's a mother of two. She's a wife. And she is just a beautiful person. She's another authentic person. So I don't know why I be trying to be fake. And I'm around all these authentic people. But I'm just playing. But yeah. But Tasha Pitchford.
All right, awesome. So y'all heard it here. Definitely like to give our guests opportunity to shout out their favorite people. So Tasha Pitford, thank you for encouraging Shakila to move to LA, because that gave me the opportunity to meet her and for that to be modeled that.
And y'all met in LA?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I can't mess with y'all, man. Can't mess with y'all. They don't want this work, Shakila. They don't want this work. So I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be like when Jesus was walking on water. They're like, he ain't really walk on water. Yes, he did.
Right. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I have to get up.
So yes, well, everybody, we already gave you Shakila's handles, right? At Shakila Stewart.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
ShakilaStewart.com.
All right, awesome. All right, so how do we? All right, so that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you share this episode with a friend. I know that I will be. And subscribe to us on anywhere that you can find podcasts: Spotify, Apple, Google Play. Make sure that you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Visit our website, parablesfromtheprojects.com. And we back. We bike. You feel me?
Black.
And we're black.
And invite me back anytime. Mia, you're going to have to give us the secret, girl.
Don't play with it. All right. Love you and love y'all.
All right. Love you too. Bye, Dad.
See you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.